good night. It's update for March 20, 2022, day 25 of the war, end of the date update. Today we're going to start a little bit unusual way, and this is thanks to few viewers that brought up topic of potential Belarus military forces joining Russian forces as invasion forces. And we would like to discuss how this is possible and what are their potential objectives. So from what we know, the Belarus military forces are accumulating here to the southeast of Brest and also in the area of Pinsk. So their goal would be to actually attack to the south, and the first point of attack would be town of Kovel. And then, if possible, drive south to Lviv and further down potentially Hungary, or go other direction and cut to Chernivtsi. So how realistic, and the purpose of this would be to cut off military supplies that are coming from the US, UK, and Europe that are coming from town of Rzeszów here in Poland. And they go to Lviv is kind of like a hub, and then they just go and distribute it throughout the country. So that would be the purpose of this invasion. However, the probability of it is extremely high, and Belarus diplomats just a few days ago they all left Ukraine, and that really means that the diplomatic ties are severe between the two countries. So the chances of this are high. On the positive side of it is that Belarus military forces are only 40,000 troops in size, and battle ready is about 15 to 18,000 people. The additional positive is that motivation is extremely low to fight, close to zero, and that's why they have not joined so far. There is a problem with motivation and desire to do so on the ground, like in terms of ordinary soldier, ordinary officer on the ground level. So that's one thing. Second, 18 or 15,000 is totally not enough to accomplish this far-fetched objective here. So they would definitely fail. In addition, there is a large group of Ukrainian militia also here in the northern part of this region, north of Kovel, that not quite size of the Belarus troops, but that would be enough to bog them down. And what probably would happen would be stalemate and fight around the town of Kovel. So the supply routes would not be cut off. It will definitely be another problem that Ukraine doesn't need, but this scenario is likely. Okay, now let's actually do our usual review. And we would like to inform you that we also identified another unit. It's a 56th Airborne Brigade. Unfortunately, we kind of put it in this box of troops that we're not sure where they are located on the front lines. So this unit is somewhere here, but we don't know where it is. So let's just start in a clockwise fashion very quickly, the usual way we do. So we'll look around Kyiv here in the north. The same positional fighting, the Russians are trying to improve their situation position, but no real changes. The same goes to the east of Kyiv. Russian troops are still accumulating, preparing for attack. If we go further to Kharkiv, the same, just positional fighting, no major changes here. Situation in Izum as well, stable, no major changes here. The same goes here around Severodonetsk, just fighting in the town of Rubizhne and on outskirts of Severodonetsk. Continuing attacks on town of Popasna, basically fighting in this town. Then continuous Russian troops continue their attacks straight from west of Donetsk. And getting heavy casualties there. Where the situation is really getting dangerous is Mariupol, and We will actually look at it right now. This is actually a map how we managed. This is a map from yesterday and more situation in the morning of March 19. This is actually, we are pretty comfortable and confirmed that this was the front line at that time in the city. So as you can see, Russian troops made some progress. This is the center of the city, so they pretty close. This is Azovstal factory. It's not in Russian hands, and this is where what's happening on the eastern side of Mariupol. So they coming closer to Azovstal steel mill. So the situation is definitely getting worse by day. That was clear for us from the very beginning. This is big picture, and this is actually correctly depicting more or less situation on March 19. What happened is we hearing rumors that have high probability and very believable that Russian troops managed to cut Mariupol into two halves, defensive lines into two halves, so basically two pockets. And that's really a bad sign. That really means that Mariupol may fall, tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So the days of Mariupol as Ukrainian city are numbered. So this is very bad and extremely dangerous development for overall situation on the front line in Ukraine, not just for Mariupol, because all of these forces now will be transferred, even though they were depleted. Especially, for example, we know that 810th Brigade suffered heavy casualties, the same as 150th Division, but they still capable, to fight and continue fighting. And on this topic, by the way, the deputy commander of Black Sea Russian Black Sea Fleet, who was attached to this brigade as their indoctrination officer, was killed yesterday, we believe, or the day before, by Ukrainian defenders. So, which again goes to our point that the fighting is very fierce and intense, as such high-ranking commander got killed in action. But this is potentially extremely bad news for Ukrainian forces overall, and obviously in Mariupol, because Russian troops there claim that they're not going to take prisoners, and all Ukrainian defenders will be executed. So this is very sad news and dangerous news. Unfortunately, we don't have anything great on this. So that will be it for on this topic today. And then one more topic that was raised by actually Russian propaganda trolls on our channel is why we don't discuss Russian rocket attacks on Ukrainian troops all over the country. And we never discussed it in the first place, we responded. And the reason is because those rocket attacks are not moving the needle. They're not affecting the big picture. Because if you really think, even this hypersonic rocket that was used yesterday to attack a base of 79th Brigade, and which hit its barracks and killed at least 50 people, probably more, closer to 100 people, servicemen and servicewomen of the 79th Brigade. There was rear unit, probably supply and logistics unit, and many of them died. So the significance of this is, well, we obviously, it's very sad, and loss of lives is important and extremely important. However, from a big picture perspective, as a front line, this does not change anything. And if anything, this is a sign of this Russian desperation that they use hypersonic missile to attack basically a brick building that costs probably like $200,000 with pretty much nothing in it of military equipment value, and only just to take lives. And this is more psychological intimidation warfare, and that's why they were pushing this topic because they want, intimidate, sort of amplify the effect of those rockets. Because if you think this rocket that's called Dagger, it probably costs like $20 million to make. It's very expensive, but and it's designed to destroy um, um, air carriers, so specifically U.S. air carriers that cost, let's say, $5 billion and has a crew of 4,000 people. So when you use that to destroy basically a shack in the middle of nowhere, that kind of tells you that they're running low on cheap missiles that they were used to rocket Ukraine. And B, it's a sign of desperation and trying to intimidate. That doesn't really work. And we also responded explaining that this is very similar to V-2 rockets shot by Nazi Germany at London in 1944. They didn't change anything. It was good for propaganda, for German propaganda at that time, probably, but it didn't change the course of the war by any means. And this is the same story. So anyway, thanks for today, and till tomorrow. Bye-bye.